Hello Aquarius, my name is Keith Haswell and I'm a professional astrologer with 40 years experience in the business and over 30,000 clients worldwide. I'm also a teacher and author on astrology and meditation and related subjects. It's my pleasure to welcome you to this video of your cycles for July and August 2014. What I'm going to do for you here, Aquarius, is to tell you first of all a few things about yourself. That's always very interesting, to tell you a few things about your personality and what makes you tick, and what principles and values that you're developing in this incarnation, what tests that you're likely to face in life, and so it's very, very exciting to be able to have this chance to talk with you, Aquarius. After telling you a few things about yourself and your lifetime conditions and events, I'll look at the movements of the planets. First of all, the slower moving planets, Jupiter and Saturn, through the houses of your horoscope, and also then I'll look at the faster moving bodies, the Sun, Mercury, Venus and Mars, and tell you what the turn of events are there. So you just sit back and relax now, Aquarius, and enjoy the journey here with me. First of all, I'm going to tell you a few things about, what, as I always do with these videos, is to lay the groundwork for what I'm covering here so that you understand what you're up against here in life and what the nature of reality is and your place in that reality. You're a very innovative person, Aquarius. You're a pioneer. And the age of Aquarius is what we're moving into now. And it's named after you. Now, we're all in a space-time rule set here, Aquarius. We're all signed up to a number of incarnations to come in and out of life time after time after time until we've reached a level of relative perfection, and then we can move on into higher dimensions of consciousness that are more complex than the human level, just beyond the human level altogether. And we go on for eternity, forever unfolding more and more of who we really are. The name of the game, Aquarius, is consciousness expansion, and you've been in this game here of life for at least 90,000 years connected with the Earth. That's when it all started here, 90,000 years ago. And we've been through different continental expressions here on the Earth. And the last 10,000 years has been through the current continental expression. And it's a very exciting time to be alive because the technology these days allows me to record this video, and within hours it's able to be seen by everybody all over the world. So it's a very exciting time to be alive, to have this sort of technology and instant communication with you, and to be able to help you to become more of who you really are. What's the purpose of life? The purpose of life is growth and expansion of your consciousness and to become more of who you really are. You are a piece of God and Goddess. That piece of God and Goddess is your higher self. And you are eternally becoming more of your higher self, and as you become more of it, it becomes more of God, Goddess, all that is. So that's the nature of reality. Now, God and Goddess have given us two beautiful gifts, Aquarius. One of them is the gift of eternal life. We can never ever die. And that is a beautiful gift that all of us should be grateful for and come to an understanding of the fact that we have that beautiful gift. The second gift is the gift to consciously create all of the events and conditions of our life in accordance and compliance with our conscious will and our conscious choice. Now, most of us don't want to accept that responsibility, Aquarius, because we're not happy. Primarily, we're not happy with the events and conditions that we've created in our life. And so therefore we don't want to accept responsibility for the fact that I can't hold down a job and can't hold down a relationship, and I'm struggling financially, I've got difficulties with my health, I'm having problems overcoming addictions to alcohol and drugs and tobacco and overeating and bad food and too much activity on the social side of my life and so forth. I've got these addictions there, and I've got this guilt and shame and fear and anxiety and doubt there within myself. I've got to blame someone for this. Who is it that I can blame, you think, for this? Who is it that's responsible for the predicament that I find myself in here in this reality? So the natural ones to blame is Mum and Dad. Mum, she didn't love me good enough. Dad, he treated me badly and abandoned us when I was only a kid or whatever. And there was always conflict in the home and so on and so forth. Or that ex-boss who fired me, he's the one to blame. Or that offender. Or that ex-spouse who cheated on me and did the wrong thing by me. So they're the ones to blame for my predicament in life. Now the problem with that logic, Aquarius, is that if we say that they're the one who have created the events and conditions of our life, then only they are the ones who can fix it. And we subconsciously want to keep ourselves in that limited state of consciousness, that limited state of affairs, so that we can keep on pointing the finger of blame. You see, if we're doing well financially and we're having fun with our home and domestic environment and our romance and our love and our social life and our children are all doing well and our relationships are working out well and career and business is going well and so forth, our health is good, we can't no longer point the finger of blame at them. So therefore, subconsciously, we're choosing to keep ourselves in that limited state of consciousness, Aquarius, so that we can continue to hold them on the hook. And that's the problem with that logic. Now, God and Goddess have given us the gift to create all of the events of our life, and we do so through 6 raw materials. Nobody has any different raw materials. And they are our attitudes and beliefs, our thoughts and our feelings. And those attitudes and beliefs and thoughts and feelings sponsor certain decisions and choices. And some of those decisions and choices are self-sabotaging and self-abnegating and self-punishing. And we find ourselves full of problems with our self-esteem, and we feel as if we're unlovable, and we feel as if relationships don't work out for me, and life is a financial struggle for me. I can't hold down a good job. I'm an unhealthy person. Whatever, these beliefs and attitudes we all have there in our subconscious mind. And they are all creating thought forms, Aquarius. Through our habitual patterns of thought and feeling, we are repetitively pumping these thought forms up, which are alive things that are living in our aura. And we activate these raw materials into events and conditions of our life, Aquarius, through 3 tools. Now, nobody has any different tools. The billionaire, successful businessman, or the pauper on the street, they all both have the same tools. And those tools are our desire, our imagination, and our expectancy. What do we desire to happen? What do we expect to happen? What do we imagine is going to happen? Well, if we've got all of these negative emotions and feelings there inside of ourselves, and attitudes and beliefs about ourselves, and they're the things that are constantly drawing the attention of our mind, and there's a law in the universe that says that energy follows thought, we're pumping these thought forms up all the time through this repetitive pattern of thought and feeling. And we're pumping these thought forms up until they become so full of energy that they've got to manifest somewhere as an event and condition of our life. And we do so with our desire, our imagination, and our expectancy. And the way that it works is that the planets move through the houses of our horoscope, and as they move through the houses of our horoscope, they activate these thought forms and precipitate them into events and conditions of our life. There's not one event or condition in your life that's not the result of a thought form, Aquarius. So that'll do just for that introduction anyway. I just laid the groundwork there for you to understand a little bit about the nature of reality and what our task is here in life. And now I'll go on to tell you a few things about yourself, Well, you're a very futuristic type of person, Aquarius. You're a pioneer. And you feel very different from everybody else. You're an air sign, so you're very communicative. You're a fixed sign, so you're a bit stubborn in your ideas and things. But by golly, you are very innovative and very pioneering in your thinking processes. But you've asked yourself many times, why am I so different from everybody else? Why don't my ideas fit in with the mainstream of thinking? You keep on saying to yourself. So you're heavily involved with computers and electronics and the latest technologies and so on and so forth, and you're looking towards the deeper side of life. Things like meditation and so forth is appealing to you. And as far as money is concerned, you're not a good handler of money. You can be your own worst enemy when it comes to your financial matters. You use your imagination quite often to your own disadvantage when it comes to money. And you can spend time too with drugs and alcohol and abusing yourself in certain ways that are not in your own best interests, that can rob you of your financial security and your emotional and mental security. To feel safe is something that is sometimes a little bit foreign to you. Now, you can be quite aggressive in speech. You drive a bit too fast. You're always in a hurry to get from A to B, and you walk fast, like your head is always leaning forward and you're walking fairly fast. And you can have an accident on the road. You can have a scar on the hand or the arm from a cut, burn or a scald. A bit of lung and bronchial trouble would be potential from fevers and things like that. You have a relative or a neighbour who wears a uniform in the job, so they could be in the armed services or something like that, or in the police force or something of that nature. Now, you love security in the home. You love nice furnishings around the home, and you like stability in the home. You don't like many changes of residence, Aquarius, and you like to be able to feel as if you can come home and put your feet up and belong to a family unit. So there's a lot of love around the home, nice interior decorations and furnishings, works of arts and things like that around the home. There's many changes as far as romance and love is concerned before you settle down. You could have two relationships going at the one time. There's a variety of experiences that you have in terms of your sexual life and your social life. So you want to innovate there, and there's a distinct sense of duality in your nature. At times you feel one side of yourself is addicted to this and addicted to that, and another side of yourself is denying that there's any problem there. So there's a lot of fluctuating circumstances in your social life and your romantic life. You can work from home, and you bring a lot of work home. Even if you don't work from home, you can bring a lot of work home. And there's a lot of dealings with the public in your job. You could run a business from home or something like that, quite feasibly. Now, you have domestic pets around the home. That would be a strong possibility there. And being Aquarius, you're probably going for unusual domestic pets and unusual brands of dogs and cats and so forth, unusual breeds, I should say. Your spouse is very proud, tremendously aware, but very stubborn and fixed in their nature at times, but they do love the social side of life, and they tend to be the one that instigates all the social activities in your life. Well, that just gives you a little bit of a rundown anyway, Aquarius, about your personality. And now I'm going to look at the cycles that you're living through over the coming couple of months, July and August, and tell you a few things about what's going on there, Now we'll start with Saturn. Now Saturn takes 2.5 years, Aquarius, to transit through a particular house of our horoscope. So it's quite a long-term process there with Saturn. And Saturn always seeks to make sure that we're using time, energy and money wisely. And you've got Saturn currently in the 10th house of your horoscope, which means that matters relating to parents have been an unhappy affair in the last 12 months or so. So there may have been illness of a parent or death of a parent. There's been perhaps frustrations in dealings with government departments and problems in career and business for you. Frustrations, obstructions, obstacles seem to come up out of nowhere and inhibit your growth and expansion in regard to career or business. And Saturn is retrograde currently at the 1st of the month, 1st of July. So that's impacting upon the other areas of your life as well. Now what that means is that you've had a lot of secret worries about parents if they're alive. You've had a lot of secret worries about your career over the last couple of weeks and last maybe month or so. And there's been quite a few secret worries for you to do with your ambitions in life. You may have had a little bit of ill health yourself, and personal self-initiated efforts have been really inhibited, as if you haven't been able to get things going as much as what you would like to because you're a bit depressed or something like that. Now that changes on the 21st of July because Saturn starts going direct on the 21st of July, and so that's going to mean that you'll have more enthusiasm to get your projects going and less worries about business and career and so forth. But Saturn still remains in that 10th house, so you do have to be careful and make sure that ongoing, for the immediate balance of this year anyway, you've got to make sure that you're very practical and down to earth and live up to all your responsibilities as far as your career or business is concerned, and use all time, energy and money wisely. Now Jupiter is a major beneficial influence in our horoscope wherever it sits, Aquarius, and it's a beautiful planet. It takes 12 months to transit through a particular house of our horoscope, and Jupiter always brings expansion and so forth wherever it sits. Now Jupiter has been sitting in your 6th house of your horoscope for the last 12 months, so that has brought good health for you, or improvements in health if you were sick before that. And it has seen opportunities for you for growth and expansion with the job. So there's been good outcomes to do with the job perhaps. There's also been maybe a journey, could have been a journey or a relationship with someone that you work with perhaps in the last 12 months. And on the 17th of July, Aquarius, Jupiter moves into the 7th house of your horoscope, beginning a 12-month period of happiness in relationships. So if you're not in a relationship, this can be a time to strengthen relationships with confidence, because you've got Jupiter in the 7th house, and you could form a new relationship if you're not in one at the moment. And there's very good stars for you for travel with a friend or a partner in this next 12 months, and good fortune coming to you generally as well. It's a good time for any court cases or legal matters if you have anything pending. Now I'm going to look at the faster moving bodies for you, Aquarius, the Sun, Mercury, Venus and Mars, and I'll tell you where they are on the 1st of the month, 1st of July, and then I'll work on a timeline so that I won't tell you anything different about them until such time as they change into a different house, and then there'll be different events that I'll portray for you. Now the Sun is in the 6th house of your horoscope on the 1st of July, and when the Sun is in the 6th house, you feel more robust in your health. You have a lot of extra vitality going through you. There's a lot more social involvements with people that you work with perhaps, and you seem to feel a lot more confident and outgoing with people that you work with. Mercury is in the 5th house of your horoscope, so there's going to be a lot more communication with any children in your life, a lot more communication with people to do with your social life, and there's a lot more involvement socially with relatives perhaps. Now Venus is in the 5th house of your horoscope on the 1st of July as well, and with Venus in the 5th house it's very good for romance to start the month off with. Very good for romance, love and social activities if you're in the market for a romance. It's very favourable for you, Aquarius, to do with the social side of life. You'll be wanting to get out to restaurants and places of amusement. Your sex drive will be enhanced, and there's good fortune through children and happiness through them on social levels. And generally speaking, a great deal more love being expressed by yourself on the social arena. Now Mars is in the 9th house of your horoscope, Aquarius, on the 1st of July. And with Mars in the 9th house of your horoscope, there's a tendency to be argumentative over religious matters and spiritual matters. There can be accidents if you're travelling, so be very careful whilst you're travelling not to eat too spicy of food and so forth. There can be illness whilst travelling. There can be accidents whilst travelling. There's arguments and conflicts with in-laws and with people who are born overseas. So it's not the greatest time in the world for travel. Now then on the 14th of July, which is the first change that we have, Mercury moves into the 6th house of your horoscope, seeing a lot more focus upon your job and service activities, and health and dietary matters also precipitate a lot more communication for you, Aquarius. And then on the 19th of July, Venus moves into the 6th house of your horoscope, beginning a 2 or 3 week period of more social activities revolving around the people that you work with, and more happiness there through domestic pets. Health and dietary matters go well, so it's a good time to have any operation or anything like that that you might have been planning. On the 23rd of July, the Sun moves into the 7th house of your horoscope and remains there for 30 days, Aquarius. When the Sun is in the 7th house of your horoscope, you'll have a strong urge to get out to restaurants and places of amusement, shopping malls, and places where the general public are. It's because you just you want to get out there with your spouse. There's a lot more social involvements involving your spouse if there's one of them in your life, and a partner, and a strong focus upon their interests as well. On the 27th of July, Aquarius, Mars moves into the 10th house of your horoscope. That brings tension and conflict with government departments. It can bring injuries to the knees. It can bring tensions and conflicts with parents, and illness and fevers and things like that involving parents, and arguments and conflicts with parents, and arguments and conflicts with superiors in the job. So just be careful not to backchat too much to the boss, or there could be problems. On the 11th of August, Aquarius, Mercury moves into the 7th house of your horoscope, seeing a lot more communication with the general public, a lot more communication with your spouse, and there's a lot more desire to get out there and find balance and harmony and experience music. Venus moves into the 7th house of your horoscope on the 13th of August. When Venus is in the 7th house of your horoscope, it's a very loving time for you with your partner, a lot more social involvements revolving around your partner, and there's very good stars for you in relationships if you're not in a relationship currently. And a lot more desire to get out there into restaurants and shopping malls and things like that, socially. Now on the 16th of August, Mercury moves into the 8th house of your horoscope, beginning a period of introspection and reflection on changes that you want to bring about within yourself, and a lot more interest in the mysteries of life after death and things like that. And on the 24th of August, the last one that we come to, the Sun moves into the 8th house of your horoscope and remains there for 30 days, Aquarius. Now when the Sun is in the 8th house of your horoscope, there's a tremendous urge to introspect and reflect and bring about change within yourself. There's habit patterns of behaviour that you're not happy with, Aquarius, that you're trying to eliminate and control and get on top of, and that'll come to the fore during those 30 days when the sun is in the 8th house of your horoscope. There can be the death of somebody around you, and the death of aspects of yourself as well that you feel as if you've outgrown. And that's as far as I go for you, Aquarius. Now, where do you go from here, Aquarius? Well, where you go from here is to my website. If I haven't done your horoscope chart already, I'm happy to do your horoscope chart for you by going to my website, www.mysteryofsirius.com, and submit your birth details through the Your Horoscope page of my website, and then I'll send you your horoscope chart, and that tells you a very important point in your horoscope called the ascendant, or the rising sign. Now, once you know your rising sign, you can then watch the video of mine on your rising sign for July and August, and you'll find that that's very applicable to you as well. You'll find them both very reliable and accurate because the sun rules your personality life, and so that's to do with your personality life. The rising sign rules your soul life, and the more integrated that you are with your soul purpose in life, the more the one to do with your ascendant will mean in your life. And once you know that, you'll have an urge to also get horoscope number 2 done by me. With horoscope number 1, first of all, what we do is we send you your chart, we send you the link to the video for your sign for the whole of 2014. Some of them have had over 10,000 viewings, so everybody really likes them. And also, there's a whole bunch of other goodies that we send you. We send you a whole bunch of videos. I've done 125 videos in the last 18 months on personal growth and spiritual growth, on meditation and reincarnation and all sorts of changes that you want to bring about within yourself, and learning this and learning that and so forth. So those videos, well, I'll send you the link for all of those YouTube videos. I'll also send you 12 CDs, Aquarius, out of my first book, What Really Matters. That's a book on astrology, meditation and reincarnation, and I recorded all of that book in audio format with beautiful backing music and with some beautiful meditations in there for you. And that tells you a lot to do with astrology, meditation and reincarnation in simple terminology that you'll be able to relate to. And I get so much feedback from people, Aquarius, who say, wow, that is just absolutely beautiful stuff that opens up my eyes to the nature of reality and my place in that reality in terms that I can understand and relate to. So I'm very happy with the feedback that I get about that. So you get all of those goodies sent to you all free of charge, Aquarius. Now, I can't be any fairer than that. And then if you want to get something more in depth done on your horoscope personally, not just your sun sign or your rising sign, if you want to get something done that's just to do with you and you alone, you won't have another person, there won't be another person born with the same horoscope as you, Aquarius, for another 25,000 years. You're quite an individual. Someone born even 2 hours from you has an entirely different placement of their planets in the houses and different relationships there that make it a entirely different set of circumstances and tests and qualities and principles and values that they're in the process of developing compared with what you're in the process of developing in this life. Now, all of our various planets have meaning and purpose in our life. The sun rules our overall personality. Well, you know where that is. The rising sign rules your soul purpose. But Mercury, the moon rules your emotions. Mercury rules your mind. Venus, your love nature. Mars, your sex drive and your energy levels. Jupiter, your higher mind and your expansion capabilities. Saturn, your practicality and organisational ability. and Uranus, your innovative powers and your intuition, Neptune, your psychic ability, and Pluto, your transformational qualities. So they're all there somewhere in your horoscope at the time that you took your first breath. And I tell you where all of those are in that horoscope number 2, which is a beautiful 20-page printout all about you and you alone. And that helps you to understand what qualities, principles and values that you're in the process of developing, Aquarius, in this particular incarnation. So for only $10, you get that beautiful 20-page printout sent to you by email, and you can then read all of that and learn and grow and reach and stretch to become more of who you really are. Now, God and Goddess love you, Aquarius, and they know your name, and they want you to become more of who you really are. They want to be your partner in life. The object of the exercise, Aquarius, is not just consciousness expansion, but the development of wisdom. Now, you can develop wisdom through 2 different means. One is through experience, and you've had a lot of experience in life, Aquarius, and a lot of the experience that you've had is not nice. And so therefore you want to be able to change those experiences. And the other way to develop wisdom is through an intake of knowledge. You'll never develop wisdom just through experience, and you'll never develop wisdom just through an intake of knowledge. It's a combination of the 2, experience and an intake of knowledge, and synergistically out of it all, Aquarius, comes a synergy, a whole that is greater than the sum of the parts, and that whole is wisdom. So that's the object of the exercise, is to develop wisdom. And the way that we have to grow and reach and stretch in this reality is to change those raw materials, because we have the power of conscious choice about where we send the energy of our mind. There's a law in the universe that states that energy follows thought. So if we are habitually, we have 50,000 thoughts a day, Aquarius. And a lot of these thoughts are very repetitive, and we're pumping up these negative thoughts about ourselves, about our fear and our anxiety and our doubt and our insecurity and our shame and our fears and our low self-esteem and problems with self-image and so forth. And we wonder why we're having problems in life, when these are the things that are creating the events and conditions of our life. So the object of the exercise is to be able to change those raw materials through conscious choice, and to change the direction of our thinking processes away from those negative thoughts and feelings and attitudes and beliefs, and we change them to different lines of thinking and different attitudes and beliefs about ourselves, and that sponsors different decisions and choices in our life, that precipitates different thought forms, that brings about different events and conditions in our life. It's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to become perfect overnight. None of us are perfect, otherwise we wouldn't be here. We've all got faults and weaknesses inside of ourselves, otherwise we wouldn't be here in this reality. So we all have to admit that we've got our addictive patterns of behaviour that we've become enamoured with, Aquarius, and we hang on to these desperately, thinking that that's us. But it's not us. It's the not self, and we can change it through choice and the power of the mind. And meditation is your aid in helping you to get in there, close your eyes, get down into your safe place, and you can then go into meditation and change those attitudes and beliefs and thoughts and feelings over a period of time, scientifically, through the science of meditation. And what happens is you end up with a whole different lot of experiences in your life. And so I offer you this opportunity to get stuck into my intensives. I've got those 12 CDs of intensive number 1, free of charge. And then there's this intensives 2 and 3, another 24 CDs out of my second book, Coming Home, An Eternal Journey. And those 24 CDs go into things a lot more deeply for you. So this is the opportunity that I offer to share with you. And coming home, an eternal journey, that's what the nature of reality is, Aquarius. We're all the time coming home. We never get home. We never get home. We're always coming home. We're always becoming more of God and Goddess. We're always becoming more of our higher self. So I thank you for your attentiveness here, and I look forward to working further with you. Should you decide to submit your birth details, I'll send you all those goodies to help you become more of the giant that you truly are. Thank you.